morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl, Juicy, Juicy, Juice, Juice, Juice. And I drive on crazy. Yeah. Okay. No, okay. So if you chose the color blue, this message is for you. Okay. Even if you didn't choose the color blue, if this message resonates, it's for you. Okay. We don't we here for the long haul. We here for the long haul. That's what I keep hearing. We here for the long haul. But before we get into that, we will be praying. Okay. Shining, 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 shining. Yeah. All right. So as we're going to pray right now. So we're going to thank God for allowing us to be here, allowing us to be able to give you the message that you're supposed to hear, you're supposed to feel, you're supposed to, understand. We thank all the highest energies that are around us, that are providing us with this great energy as well, to be able to be open enough to hear God's words and expand them out to the world so that they are able to be a path or a light bulb or just a pit stop for you to help yourself and to be better on your path. We thank God right now for allowing me to be the vessel, allowing the energy that I encompass be worthy enough to be able to give these messages for you guys. And we pray that in most high honor that we continue and that we get to where we need to go in the time that God needs us to be there in divine timing. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Amen. Okay. So you guys, if you chose the color blue, all right, we are in our blue. Okay, reasonable trade out. Wow. Let me. Ooh, 735. So maybe you've been seeing angel number 735. Maybe you've been seeing angel number 16. It says reasonable trade out. We have map. Okay, we have map. All right. So we have reasonable trade out, map. Angel number 735, number 16. What else do we need to see, angels? Thank you, God. Because what? Okay. Latching on to you. Okay. If love could choose sides, okay? Hit yourself, okay? Eyes everywhere, okay. What? Now, what's up, what's up, what's up, you guys? What is down? Basement. It's not Friday the 13th, but guess who's playing Jason? Okay. That's so wild. It literally shows that nobody's here, but you guys are commenting. All right, YouTube. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Okay, so definitely reasonable trade out, map, latching onto you. If love could choose sides, hit yourself, eyes everywhere. We're going to start with this reasonable trade out. Why is this reasonable? Oh my gosh. Hold on. See, some of you guys are being a little too... a lot. Let's just say that. Okay, why is this reasonable trade out here? How come every time I try to say it, oh, 2 scenarios, more vibes. So this reasonable trade out is definitely letting me know that you had 2 different things that you had to choose from, period. Because it literally says 2 scenarios. Like, how clear does it get? Now, the reasonable trade out was the fact that you were either going to get into more vibes or be a perfectionist. Okay, so in this perfectionist stage, you are moving towards more vibes. You're not allowing yourself to be, caught up. So it is a definite reasonable trade out that's happening. And the perfectionism, I feel like, is going out the door. Why is the map here? Why is map here? There it is. It says you know better. Exactly. So with the map being here is letting you know that you know which way to go. It may take you a little bit longer to map out where you're supposed to be going or what you're supposed to be doing. So it's saying, like, making sure that you choose the correct course. Don't be sitting up there. If you're trying to go to Vegas from Cali, why are you going straight up to Washington, to Idaho, because it's potatoes over there and you coming back down? No, you know better. You just catch the, catch the energy that's open. When the map, if you're looking at the map, you got to make sure there's no dead ends anywhere. Make sure there's no detours anywhere. Okay, so and you know better. So it's just helping yourself to be better. Hey, you guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So it's definitely saying that there's some perfectionism coming in. See, so you know better. So this is like this commitment right here with this map is letting you know that there is some type of energy that is being commitment. There's a huge commitment that you are going towards. So you do making sure that you know better, because remember, you have a reasonable trade out, and with your reasonable trade out, it means that there's two things that you have to choose from, but you chose more vibes. And what the crazy thing about it is, without perfectionist in your energy, you are able to really expand your mind. You are really able to know better and get to where you're supposed to go. It's like as if you were going to a wedding. Yes. Latching on to you means found on a, okay, we're still at map. Okay. Found on a cloudy day. So definitely somebody could be traveling on a cloudy day to a wedding. I do feel like you are going into this more, yeah, medium-sized man. Okay, that could be a significance. And you were right. So I feel like there's two scenarios here, and the first one is, it is more vibes. You are going to a wedding there, and it's going to be something found on a cloudy day. It's going to look like as if it's not supposed to be there. But at the same time, it's like the angels is also letting you know that this reasonable trade out means that there's something you were supposed to get, you're not supposed to have, and you were reasonably okay with that, and you traded it out for more vibes instead of perfectionism. So you're moving into this energy of you were right, angels. Thank you. It's always something about this marriage. And there's a different couple. I had another dream, and it was a different couple that was trying to help this girl get through with her and her kid. And then I also had a dream about a brother and sister getting a house, or sibling. It was a brother and a sister. I'm not going to kid. It was a brother and sister getting a house that they grew up in. And it was kids everywhere. Kids everywhere. But okay, so that could be a significance. Latching onto you. Why? Challenge to move with grace, test, and stick to the problem solved. So see, something with this latching onto you with the challenged to move with grace and test. Okay, so this is definitely period, point blank. Stick to the hard problem until solved. So you see how, look at that. The cards are literally giving you what you need. It's challenge to move with grace. Because see, these two scenarios is popping up for you more than ever. You are being tested. You are being tested. How are you going to, you need to challenge yourself to move with grace, because whatever you do is going to latch on to you. If you move with grace, you're going to stay in grace. You're going to be able to continuously be able to map out through grace. Now, if you, and stick it to the problem, sticking to it until it is solved. Because I was watching Tia and Tamara, well, sister, and Lisa and Ray had got into it because she felt like he was always talking about, bossing her around. So she got upset. She was listening to her friends, and her friends was all like, you just let him boss you around. You just let him do this, that, and the other. And she was all like, I don't think anything of it. And they was like, oh, how dare you? You just getting ran over. You getting like a doormat. And then so she went off on Ray talking about, how dare you treat me like a doormat, because her feet was hurting. And she was sitting on the couch. She said, oh my gosh, my feet hurting. Can you make me some tea? And he was all like, oh yeah, sure, after I get this done. And she was like, after you get it done, like, don't worry about it. I'm taking my talents to the kitchen. I'll make my own tea. And then he was all like, oh, well, since you're in there, can you make me some tea? And can you put some sugar in it? Put the two little this, that, that, that. Like, just started adding all to it. And then she was all like, do you need anything else? And he was like, well, yeah, I would like a sandwich. And then blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, freakazoid, how come you want everything? She was like, okay, get it yourself. He got so upset, right? Push come to shove. Fast forward. She goes into this phase where she's talking to him like, whatever, do whatever you want to do. I don't care, whatever. And her friends was all like, dang, girl, sock it to him. And then da-da-da-da. She was all like, especially like he doing all this and you have to pay rent too. She was like, oh, I don't pay rent. And she was all like, wait. The friends was like, wait, you don't pay rent? And then she was like, no, I don't pay rent. She was all like, well, you don't pay rent, and well, how do you pay for your insurance for your car and stuff? She was like, oh, Ray pays for all of that. And she was like, well, how do you get these clothes? She was like, well, Ray pays for my clothes. And they was all like, and you gonna talk to him like that? And she was like, well, wait a minute. Then it wasn't y'all just the same friends that was telling me that that he shouldn't be bossing me around? And they was like, yeah, but we gotta pay rent. You don't. So then she started trying to make it up to Ray. So she goes in the kitchen. She made his favorite meal, all this other stuff, and he was like, we gotta talk. And she was like, no, 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 no. And then so her friends was all like, he's probably going to try to kick you out. Like just putting all these false narratives in her head. So she just went above and beyond. Next thing you know, hold on. Oh, next thing you know, excuse me, I do apologize for that. But next thing you know, all he wanted to do was talk to her and set out a time each week to go over anything that could be going on. And she was all like, what? She thought he was going to kick her out. She thought that he was going to blow up and be like, you got to go. Whole time he was like, no, is something wrong? We need to talk it out. We need to make sure this, that, and the other, right? Right. He moved with grace to the point where Lisa did not listen to them friends anymore. Lisa was just all like, And then when they was trying to talk to her, she was like, I've been trying to pay Ray for 6 years. He would not take any money from me. He won't take any money from me. He does everything for me. So if he wants some food, I'ma cook it. If he wants some tea, I'ma make it. Period. This is your testing phase. Are you going to listen to your friends? Or are you going to listen to your conscience? Because Lisa's first conscience was not that he was bossing her around. She was just being appreciative of somebody that's taking care of her and doing things. So it's listen, stick to the problem. That is for somebody. That is for somebody. You need to stick to the problem until it is resolved. Okay? Because in that resolve, you need to be in your grace as well, because you are being tested to see what do you want to be attached to you. What do you want to really be attached to you? And that's when it's going to be pulling up with this, you were right. The angels are going to be saying, look, you mapped it out correctly. If you either going to hit a dead end, or you're going to be able to get to Vegas. Are you going to Washington or Vegas? Period. Okay? Because it's two scenarios. You're either going to be in more vibes or you're going to be a perfectionist. You can't have both. If love could choose sides. It's unannounced or surprise. Look, listen. If love could choose sides, would you rather an unannounced or a surprise? Period. Your two scenarios is literally popping out in each of these. This is I love it. I love this stuff. I almost said something. But do you see that? You would rather a surprise than somebody showing up unannounced. Okay, so if love could choose sides, it's plain and simple. You want more vibes or perfectionist? You want somebody to pull up unannounced or be a surprise? Do you want to stick to the problem until it's solved and challenge yourself with grace? Or do you want to continue to be tested all the dang time because they're trying to make sure that you know where the outcome is coming? Okay? Well, hit yourself. Why we have hit yourself here? Because I do feel like somebody's beating himself up about it. Somebody's just in their head about it. But why? Why are you guys in your head about it? What? Money down problems. Yeah, because you're beating yourself up about it because there's money problems here. Why do I have, it's like, yeah, money problems is starting to get into the fact where you're starting to think, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Do I have it? Do I have this? What's this zigzag? Exactly. Is you going either left, then right, then down, right, then down, then right, then down. It's like you just it's zigzaggy. It's zigzaggy. So that's why you're beating yourself up about it, because it's too much going on. It's too left and right, too up and down, and too right and down. I feel like it's too right and down because the money problems is boom plummeting. That's why you're beating yourself up about it. Oof, eyes everywhere. What is this eyes everywhere here for, angels? This message is thick, boy. That's how I know it's for somebody. That's how I know it's for somebody. That's how I know it's for somebody. Eyes everywhere. Why do we have eyes everywhere? Woo! Okay, it says E True Hollywood Story. Okay, so that tells me right there, it's like it's a bunch of people in this energy. It's a bunch of people that knows what's going on. Maximizing. Exactly. There's a maximum of energy that's around you. Eyes everywhere. Okay, woo! It says 12 pack. 12 pack. Now, I just learned what 12 pack meant. Hold on, you guys. So 3 months, $15 again. So that's going into this money phase. And then it says 12 pack. Maybe somebody been drinking some type of Irish beer. Okay. Now, I just found out that a 12 pack is a woman or male that has went to the store for a party and they bought beer, right? 12 pack of whatever. And they know dang well it was about 50 to 100 people going to be at this party, but they only bought 12. So it was like, and then you already know you're going to take 2 for yourself. So you really only bought 8. So that's what they call a 12 pack. They call a 12 pack where somebody don't bring everything they supposed to bring. They literally, like it says, below bare minimum. Below bare minimum. So it's like there's this sense of the reason why you have this eyes everywhere and you're looking all around, you're looking all over the place, is because shoot, somebody is doing below bare minimum. They're not, they're not doing everything that you think that they should be doing. Like literally, if you're bringing a 12 pack to 100 plus freaking party, what are you talking? Like, don't say you're going to bring something if you're not going to bring it all. Okay. And then of course, Mike. So we already know who Mike is. It could be Michael. Archangel Michael is what I'm picking up. Okay. But it's exactly faith or family traditions. So these 2 scenarios is really pulling up on you thick, boy. Okay, and the good thing about it is in 3 months it is going to maximize. I do feel like it's going to be some True Hollywood story of how you was able to get everything in order. But I do, with this wedding too, it could be with somebody that is married. This message could be for somebody that is married or is in a highly committal relationship with somebody over 6 years. Okay, because you do know better. Certain things are happening. There is the right way. So with your 2 scenarios, how are you gonna move on? Are you gonna be in this family traditional stage, or are you gonna actually go off of your faith? Okay, are you going to be zigzagging and questioning yourself because of the money problems and beating yourself up about it? Or are you going to make sure that you ask the questions that need to be asked, asking the correct questions? Also, if love could choose sides, are you going to be the one that's being unannounced or surprised? I would rather have somebody surprise me than to show up unannounced. Okay? Are you going to be a perfectionist? Or are you going to be making sure that there's a reasonable trade out to more vibes? Making sure that that reasonable trade out is not something. Everything on this board was literally letting you know that there's a reasonable trade out. There is a better way to do something, and you're going to be able to knock it down. There is. The reasonable trade out is going to be from unannounced to surprise. When somebody is latching on to you. Okay, when someone is latching on to you, making sure that what do you want them to latch on to? Are they going to stick to the problem, or are you going to stick to the problem of feeling, are you going to stick to the problem to solve it and then be gracious about it, or are you going to keep getting tested? It's your choice. That's what's going to latch on to you. Okay, whatever you choose is going to latch on. And you got a long way to go in this dragon year. You got a long way to go in this dragon year. Remember, if you're trying to get to Vegas, why are you going? You're in, like, let's say you're in Cali. Why are you going to Washington to go to Vegas. There's no pit stop. There's nothing up there that you want. It's nothing but cloudy weather. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are in Washington. Maybe some of you guys have been thinking about going to Washington. I'm not too sure. But you do. You know. You know. Making sure that you print out your map. Making sure that you're looking at the roads. Don't be hitting no dead end just because you just want to highlight through. Okay? Okay. There's a reasonable trade out here. There's a reasonable trade out here. Make sure you choose the right way. Whoa, see? Choose the right way for your next generation. Choose the right way so that the people, you won't be, you know, yeah. You won't be sitting up there getting the because things is out of hand now. You don't want it to get out of hand. This next generation is looking at how you are trading things out and how you respond. So when they start responding the way you respond, whose energy are they tapping into? So being mindful, okay? I hope this message resonated. If it did not, that's okay. Thank you for being here for the vibes. I hope this message helped whoever it needed to help, okay? There is a reasonable trade out in this situation. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. But, hey, whatever you stick to is what you're going to be keeping, okay? It's going to be latching on, baby. And you got the milk to supply for the babies, okay? Nasty. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah. Have a great day. Thank you for choosing blue. Thank you for even, you know, making sure that you are on the pole. Okay? What? Who on the pole? Okay, you guys. Let me get up off of here. Bye. Okay, have a good day.